Well, good morning, everyone. How you doing today? I hope you're doing great. We have a full morning so far. We have a Camaro here in for a new radio. You JVC guys are gonna be happy. They're putting in a JVC radio. It's not ours. However, he is getting the Pac kit right there. You know, it's funny. Ever since that Pac kit came out, we've been doing a ton of Camaros. Before that, we weren't doing any Camaros. So it's definitely an improvement in capturing that factory look. Next on the docket is this guy right here, an F250. We're putting a radio and a backup camera. We're actually gonna do this one first because it's outside and it's in the morning. We want to get this one done before it gets hot. The question I have for you is this: at what point do you decide that your super expensive diesel pickup truck is no longer worth the crazy amount of money that they charge for it and just decide to turn it into a rolling shitbox of tools? I'm just curious. I mean, because this one, like all the other ones we've shown, is a mess. That's a bag of concrete for tile. I mean, leather seats. I like this one. This is just a random drill bit just chilling here on the center console. And apparently this is your desk. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get the whole idea of working out of your pickup truck and job sites and all that other crap, but I mean, at what point is that, you know what, screw it, I don't care about this expensive truck anymore, it's just a tool, which I can understand. I don't know, just seems to that happens a lot to those things. All right, so, you know what we're doing? Let's just get started. All right, let's get rid of this drill bit. All right, so this, as you can see, already has a radio installed in it. Ow, that hurts. To get these big radios off, there's a panel here, and another matching one here, and then there's a 7 here, and a 7 here, and then the whole thing comes off. Okay, so for this one, we need to tap the reverse wire because it's not getting a smart harness. There's already a radio in here and it's working. What we need to do is find the reverse trigger. And according to our sources, it says that it is in the passenger kick here at the body control module. So we want to check that so that if we need to run a wire, we can before we start running the camera wire. So it should be a blue white wire, body control module, and passenger kick, 32 pin plug, number D, pin 13. All right, so we have to look for a blue white wire. Need to put it in reverse. All right, I don't see it anywhere. All right, let's just stick with the plan. We'll run the wire. All right, no luck with that. That's why we wanted to check, because most of the times in these F250s, reverse wire comes off of the transmission hump. So it's just gonna be way easier to get it back at the light. I really didn't think it would be here. It might still be there. Just we probed every blue white wire in the harness and wasn't there. All right, so we're building the harness for the rear camera.
Yeah.
All right, so what we have in here is the reverse wire as well as the camera wire. This is a piece of 1/4" loom, and then that comes up here into a piece of shrink wrap and tees off to the camera wire, which of course all the shrink wrap, we've covered that, and then off again to this guy right here. So all of this goes into one nice wire that will run from the back of the car to the front of the car. Fernando went ahead and got the taillight removed. We found the blue white wire that was supposed to be in the front. So now we're gonna go ahead and test it to make sure it's what we need. We have our voltmeter here, it's set to DC. Let me go put the car in reverse for him. All right, so we have our black probe to ground and our red going to the blue white. And we have close enough to 12 volts. The car isn't running, so this is a normal amount of voltage. Let me go ahead and take it out, and we're back to our 0 voltage. Now all we have to do is go ahead and solder our wire into there, get it all insulated back up, and our reverse trigger will be done. Yay! All right, so let's go ahead and get this part here. All right, Alright, so we have it all good to go. There's enough gappage now so it'll open, but yet still nice and tight around the radio. Alright, the parts that we have for this to function is, of course, a bypass, the backup camera harness, the harness going into the car, the harness going into the radio, and then an extension for the reverse trigger. All these are going to get combined together to make the wiring harness that's going to go into this car. In this harness, this is the factory harness, it has the 8 speaker wires, an illumination, which is orange, accessory red, 12 volt positive is yellow or memory, and then the ground is black, and then it has these 2 blue wires here. These are power antenna, amplifier turn on, triggers. Now this is a truck that does not have these. We're gonna go ahead and cut these off. The point of this, me telling you about these, so if the car has steering wheel controls, it's either a 1 wire or a 2 wire, and it's in this harness. So what you can do is you can actually pull this red piece out on the side of this. From the sides, you just slip this thing out and the red piece will come out, and you can pull these 2 out and repin them in the right location for the steering wheel control. And that is all barring that there's nothing on the other side of these. We're not doing steering wheel controls because this car doesn't have them, so we're just going to cut them off. So what we have is the pigtail for the reverse wire to trigger it. We have the camera input here, car side, reverse input for the back of the radio. This is all done.
We gotta work it.
Look at that. Alright, so Paul just informed me that we're going to go ahead and add a set of speakers to the front doors. Got the factory ones in there. He wants something a little better, so we have some of these old Memphis speakers. We used to be a Memphis dealer, which is funny because if you notice I'm wearing this Fast 5 shirt. I forgot to do laundry last night, so all my work shirts were dirty. I'm wearing a Memphis shirt today. That's fun. I don't know. It's funny to me. All right, well, I'm gonna go slap these in the truck, install them. Well, you'll see. Come on, let's go. The F-250 is magically gone, thank God.
Magically?
Magically delicious. And we have the Camaro, and you see me, this box. I want to show you this box.
What is that? Spark plug?
No. Let's take a look. All right, so in the center console of the Camaros, there's either a single aux or an aux USB. This is a base model Camaro, so it just has the aux, but he bought this guy right here. This is part number X00186BU91. It's for a 2010 to 2013 Buick Lucerne. Now what you get in the box is this guy right here, the USB aux. But without these cables, it'd be totally useless. Well, that's where this kit is really cool. This kit actually comes with factory cables. It has the micro USB adapter, plugs in there, and it has the auxiliary adapter that plugs in here. So all you have to do is buy this and you can retain your factory USB input because all the cables come in the kit. Alright, we don't tape this up just for fun. If you have a Camaro that you're working on, always tape up the gear shifter because this cigarette lighter is sharp and will scratch the hell out of the top of this thing. 2 layers of tape is a good idea. Alright, we talked about it a ton of times, this blue-yellow wire that's on the Kenwood and the JVCs, and how this is a JVC, we finally get to show you. It's a light blue with a yellow stripe. That's gonna go to this blue with a yellow stripe. That's the steering wheel control wire. So there we go, we actually finally get to see what one looks like. Now we want to set our steering wheel control, because it's a JVC, to 2. And once we've done that, we can go ahead and remove this sticker that's telling us to make sure you set your steering wheel controls. Now this one does not have the factory amplified system, it just has the standard. So we'll go ahead and plug it into the standard audio plug, and we'll go ahead and plug this into our vehicle. Alright, let's keep going. All right, so there you go. Camaro is all set and done, ready to go. Hope he enjoys his new JVC that we did not sell him. We do not sell JVC. Do not sell JVC. All right, on to the next one. So now we have a Chevy Malibu. This car right here. We're putting in a Rockford P312 in a ported box, not the factory box, but the regular ported box. And we're also doing a Rockford Prime R500.1. Check this out. So this is the rear of the Malibu here. We went ahead, you know, it looked like this, but we went ahead and took out the carpet. There's a battery here in the trunk, which we're not going to hook up to, but it's like a secondary battery. There's a big battery under the hood. There's this little battery here in the back. That's kind of weird, but this is the eco car, so I'm assuming it probably has something to do with that. Now what we have is this big area right here. This area behind the spring is just enormous. We're actually going to make a plastic panel, mount the amplifier right there. And then, like I said, they have a giant battery here underneath the hood, so we're going to go ahead and connect up here, connect to this point right here. You ready for one more car, Fernando?
Always, sir.
Always, he says that. He's funny. All right, let's get started on this one. So for this install, this piece of plastic here that we use, this is a blown PVC. It's called Sintra. They also make several different versions of it. What Fernando did is he stacked 2 layers on the front because of the way this is going to sit in the car. So you guys always ask what we make this. You guys always ask what we make this stuff out of. Sometimes we use this stuff here. The other time we do use ABS. We have both. Just really depends on where it's going. If it's going underneath the hood of the car, it's 100% ABS because it's high heat. This is low temp stuff, so this doesn't do well in really hot areas. The other thing that we're doing is we have some pre-drilled holes in here that he's done. These guys, this hole here, and what we're doing is we're going to put some rivets. These things here, these are compression rivets, so we have a tool that'll crush this down where that area is, and then we can come over here and we have these different size screws that'll screw into this. So essentially it's like putting a nut into the side of the car so that we can screw down into it. That's so you don't just use like self-tappers or drywall screws. So we have a rather large battery, as we said, underneath the hood here. We're going to go ahead and use this bolt to mount our power wire to, so it's going to come around this way. There are places over here to mount it to, but that's way over here. I don't think I want to go that far away. So what I'm thinking is of mounting it like right here, putting it into this area right here. That way you can still open and close this box. All right, so here we go. It slides into place just like that. Now all we need to do is get some wire on it. Okay, so fuse holders in. Now this firewall is like a dream come true. There was a grommet on the firewall that's actually the exact same size as the grommets we use. Wire just went right in. Alright, there we go. The fuse holder is in, mounted, and secured. Let's go ahead and close the hood and finish getting this car put back together. Now we gotta go wash up before we put it back together. If we look into the little cubby hole here, and we go up, there we go. There's the amplifier tucked up in there, nice and pretty. Alright guys, this one is done.
Yep.
Awesome. That's a really cool spot. So if you got one of these cars and you want to hide your amplifier so no one knows and you don't have to worry about it ever getting stolen, definitely check out that spot in the car for sure. You guys have a great night. We're done. On to the next one. See you later. Bye. Bye.